I will take an example. If you're taking a penalty decision, you will see most of the time players coming to the referee and asking why this is a penalty, right? Yeah, I mean, fans, social medias, press, clubs, the pressure is coming from each and everywhere, right? I think, I've learned a lot by watching games, obviously 10, 15 games per week. Yeah, so thank you for inviting me. My name is Ali Djedid. I'm 35. I'm living in France, actually, and I'm a professional soccer referee. I do have also a second job. Unlike some of my colleagues, I'm working in the pharmaceutical industry. And obviously, as a lot of referees, I've been a soccer player starting very young in my downtown club, just starting playing as a passion on soccer. I started 6 years old playing, and I went into refereeing at 15 years old, so 10 years after. Obviously, I was passionate about soccer, but I had one dream, is to be a professional soccer footballer, right? And at the end of the day, I just noticed that I won't be this one, so I decided to look for something else, still in soccer, right? Being in that passion, but in a different set and in a different role. Yeah, so I think I had a model. My brother, he was a referee in my league, and he gave me that appetite for discovering this. When I was not playing, I was obviously around the pitch, watching some games and seeing him, refereeing. So that definitely inspired me. Yeah, I think that there are two sets of challenges as a professional soccer referee. Obviously, when you look at the overall career as a referee, you've got successes, you've got failures, and I had one. One of the season I was obviously not at the level of performance that was expected, and at the end of the year I was downgraded into the lower level, right? And that was a big learning for me. It was a way to restart fresh and doing it from another way. So that's those tough moments when you reflect, you step back a little bit, you look at it from a different perspective, and you start questioning how you do the things, and put in place a different set of skills to get to the top level. So that's one part. The second part that I see is within the games there are challenges, and obviously you've got players that are professional players, you've got fans, you've got viewers. Now also with the social media, a lot of things are going viral very, very quickly, and I think when you're making those wrong decisions and you don't have anyone to help, it's really hard. That's where you don't get the sleep for the next couple of nights, right, as a referee. So this challenge is difficult, but with experience, you're also having a different sense of it, a different feeling of it, and you tend to learn from it more quickly than when you're starting really in this job. Let me tell you something and start with a statistic. A referee in a game is taking approximately 250 decisions. Not all of them are visible, but there is a process. There is a clear process on how to decide or how to not decide. Within those 250 decisions, let's say 180 are pretty much easy ones. Throw-in, corner kick, all those things that each and everyone can make on itself. You've got the rest that are more complex. And within the rest of those decisions, you'll probably have 3 or 4 major decisions that you need to take on the pitch, and you probably name it, those penalty, those red cards that are really taking the game into another dimension, right? That's where you have a huge impact on the game, on the tactic of the teams and how they're going to be organized after that decision making. If it's a penalty, obviously, it's a goal scoring opportunity, so you basically have a huge responsibility on it. So, back to your question, I think there is a process. Definitely. We are trained to that. We always refer to the rule of the book, right? Which is somehow where we got most of our technical answers on. And second part is, is about leadership, is about management, is about how do you make sure that your decision can be understandable by the players first, by the environment also. We are not here to please each and everyone, that's for sure. Fairness is one of the key aspects of being a referee. Then obviously comes those decisions where not everything is black and white. And that's where the challenges comes, and that's where we trying to stick into a process to have the best possible answer to that specific situation on the field. I mean, technology is taking a huge part of our decisions, right? I think, the requirement from the referee departments are very clear. Remain yourself and remain a decision maker on the pitch. Technology is here really to help in case of failure on your decision. But first, be yourself, make your decision on the pitch, how you felt it, and then we will have the tools to help you to support your decision, to just give you another answer to that specific decision. So I think it's we have trainings dedicated to VAR, so we are trained to that with scenario-based outcomes where we train on how to make decisions quickly, related, again, sticking to processes. There are clear processes that we are using for that. Personally, I think, as part of my job, I'm analyzing a lot of data, a lot of reports, and obviously my scientific background helped me on understanding how much we have to use those data to make the decisions, right? As an example, some of the first league games in France have around 16 to 18 cameras on the pitch, and we're using all those cameras to find the best possible answer to a penalty decision or to a red card decision or into a goal decision, right? So it's about also using this set of flow that is coming in a very short period of time to make that decisions. I think we now getting into a moment of soccer where explaining the decision, the transparency is something that is expected by the fans, by the viewers, by the players. And when I talk about transparency, is about what was the process on your decision on the pitch. And I will take an example. If you're taking a penalty decision, you will see most of the time players coming to the referee and asking why this is a penalty, right? And I think players expect that transparency on the pitch, on what was your decision-making process, what made you whistle that penalty on that specific situation. That's very real-time transparency. I'm also looking at the other side of it after the game and maybe within the week on how can you feed back and correlate some of the big decisions of the weekends and feed that back to the teams or to the opinion saying, hey, we had that red card decision, for instance, in the last game. This is a technical explanation on why the referee took that decision of a red card because he's going to injure the players. We need to take care of the physical integrity of the players, etc., etc. I think transparency, communication is something that we are definitely working on, but requires definitely more. Yeah, so that is happening in France actually for the last couple of years. I myself going to clubs before the season starts to have two discussion points. One is the new rules, because obviously the rules are changing and we need to adapt. It's also a moment to share with players that we're gonna referee on the season or that we refereed in the past times, right, on some of the big decisions, and to create that confidence and that trust between the players and the referees. We are all here for the same goal, to have this game as spectacular as the fans want, right? So I think this is happening. I don't know, how it goes in the different countries, but in France, definitely we're trying to put that in place with the different clubs. So there is a proposal to them, and they say yes or no, but actually there is a high profile soccer referee that comes and explain the rules and have discussion point for a day, and even train with the players to show that from a physical standpoint, we're also able to cope with the game. Yeah, I mean, it's a learning process. Obviously, I think that there are different set of skills, to be a referee. Obviously, the physical training is part of it. We have to be fit. We run around 10 to 12 kilometers per game, with a part of 20, 25, 30 games per year. So that's quite a lot, right? And for that, we do have some physical trainers that follow up with us on the week to make sure that, we do those high intensity training, with this stretching, this strengthening, etc., etc. So that's the physical aspect. And it's very like to any players or any athletes anyway. The second part of it is, how do we train our brain to make those decisions and to cope with the pressure that is coming with it? I think responsibility is an honor, for sure. It's something that comes with the job and with the role. So yeah, I think it's we have to be prepared to that, and it's coming by experience. Myself, I'm also having a mental coach with me for the last 3 years that is helping me on driving my own way of refereeing, also being a little bit, how can I say, very set apart all the noise that you could have in a stadium or in the social media, and yes, and just having your own way, still being focused on delivering on your job, and not being influenced by the noise, because fans, social medias, press, clubs, the pressure is coming from each and everywhere, right? Continuously learning, leadership, how much you are able to make sure that your decision is understood. Set of management, definitely. How do you build those relationships with players? Technical skills, understand the game. I think we underestimate this one, but most of the challenges to the referees comes where we don't understand the game. What's going to happen next? What is the tactic of the team? How they are organized? How they going to play this specific game? And sometimes I think we don't work enough on this, understanding the game, the flow of the game, but also the key moments that we have in a set of 90 minutes. Not all 90 minutes are high intensity. It doesn't happen. You have high intensity moment, you have low pressure moment also. Yeah, I think that's the sort of skills that we need to have to be a good referee. That's where my mental coach is helping a lot on how do you make sure that from a week to another you just move to the next, right? Because games are coming very fast, like players, every 4 or 5 days you have to be back on the next game and to be performant again, right? I think is a balance between being able to learn from your mistake, acknowledge your mistake, learn from it, and then also say, hey, from this, I move to the next because I have another game to perform and I need to be at the level as expected. I think it's like, the athletes. They are not always perfect on the pitch. The players, they are not always scoring each and every goals opportunity they have. That's part of the job. I think it's how do you make sure to just get rid of this, still learning from it, and then focus on the next game. Keep on working on your skills, keep on watching games, understanding, how the decision are made. I think, I've learned a lot by watching games, obviously 10, 15 games per week from different championships to see how the decisions are made. I think, keep on pushing the limits of what you are capable of doing, questioning also yourself, why you are not there, what are the capabilities that are needed, and how can I make my way to there, right, in terms of skills, but also in terms of management, in terms of technical expertise, etc., etc. It's a complex journey, but definitely there is a way to go there. It's important to keep on, focusing and dreaming about making it, but focusing on the process of it. I think we always believe that competency is outside. I'm sure it is. It's everywhere. Definitely. It's also, it was my case, I've been given some chances to referee, and you can only learn if you get the chances to do it. Obviously, you won't be 100% accurate, but that's part of it. I think, performance comes also with trying. And, I would encourage, obviously, each and every league, and especially here in the Saudi Championship, that I see really an intense championship with a lot of, physical, strong team, but also technical and tactical teams. Just give the opportunity and the floor to the referees to learn. Yeah, I think, I refereed a first league game and I was fourth official, and my colleague, was injured before the game, so I needed to, handle that game from end to end. It was a team that is in the top fifth in France, right? And it was the first time they were losing for the last 4 years in their stadium. And obviously I was not the referee they expected at that time. But I think, coping with pressure, making your own decisions, I've been pretty much rated by the instructor that was there. And he was, pretty much impressed by the way I handled all that pressure around. That was a special moment because obviously there were a lot of things to improve, but that were invisible to the fans or to the players, right? It was small things to adjust, and from this I learned a lot. It gave me the hope to continue and trying to just improve into my role and get to the best of my league as a referee. So it was really a great experience, and I'm happy to have this again and again. Happy to do so. Will invite me, and happy to help also build the programs around referees. I think it's this league is a major league. They're bringing a lot of talents now, and I've been a lot into the stadiums, and I was really impressed by the technical level, by the physical condition of the players, and I think there is a great future to the Saudi Arabian Football Championship.